Okay. Welcome back to the Seven Deadly Sins. Anime Review, episode number 45. This will be the 91st episode of the series, The Fated Brothers. You call it Fated Brothers. Yes, come from the 4th season of the series, Dragon's Judgment. This episode pretty much covers the entirety of, well, mostly anyway, so chapters 3, 11, and 3, and 13, and cover most of chapter number 314. Now, the changes they make here are very little. They do, in fact, kind of do stuff a little bit out of order, which I thought that was kind of weird. Like, this I thought was kind of dumb. Now, the thing does start off exactly where last week up off, where we see the look like Liz apparently been killed, but nope, she survived. And they reveal this by having her in a different position than she was in the manga. You can clearly see she's up in the air. Definitely, but it's on a different angle this time, which I don't mind the angle change. It's perfectly fine. Oh, yeah, and by the way, like, Merlin's lines for this particular scene is pretty much the same as the manga. Like, no real change to the dialogue of this particular scene. Like, oh, yeah, Sis is fine, just with Nick with hair. And they discuss that, well, the curse is back. Melanie tries to basically remove it. And it's revealed, though, that Demon King is actually alive. Yep, he is, in fact, alive. How? Well, they kind of, in a way, spoil this by the anime. Where, look, here he is alive in the body of Zedros. And then they finally show what the heck happened. Yes, for some reason they show the sequence out of order. Like, first you say, oh, look, it's Zedros. He's waking up as, well, the Demon King. They do reveal that Krusnik, where they had separated from the original human, yeah, that's when they survived, and they do cut down the violence in this scene a bit, where, of course, Krasnik, the other half, he says, oh yeah, I should get back to Emilio. It's like, then Krusnik just kills him. In the manga, he sliced him in half. In the anime, he sliced him up a lot, but not in freaking half. Yeah, he doesn't slice him in half like those in the manga. So then he just picks up Zedros. No, yeah, Zedros, that's how I pronounce the guy's name. And the 10 Commandments, which they're all intact. And then takes him to the cave, lies him down, and we see that Zedros is actually fully conscious exactly what the heck is going on. So, Krasnik put the 10 Commandments inside of him, thus making a new vessel for the Demon King. Yep. And, of course, as a reward for doing this for him, he gets killed. Yep. Disappear. Yep. Kills him. That's the last see of him. Yeah, no more original demon. He's gone. And then the Demon King possessed Zedros just walks out of the cave. He's like, man, I don't like this outfit at all. He is not really a big fan of Zedros' outfit. So basically, he just sheds that clothing and puts on this really interesting looking attire, which looks very similar to the outfits that the Holy Knights wear, except on the chest around this area, he has a freaking eyeball there. I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, it's very similar to his actual regular attire that he's known for wearing when he's in his giant form. We do see a little bit of Zedros in the Mindscape, where he wakes up and he sees Glinda there. This is not technically the actual Glinda. Like, they reveal that, oh yeah, she died, but not really. That's actually a lie. Yeah, I think this is the Demon King basically using Glinda's image. Meanwhile, though, Melios basically takes everybody back to the Boar's hut. Where they basically discuss to figure out who the new host is. The Melios himself already knows who the new host is. So 5 of the 7 commandments go fight basically something very interesting as a distraction. See, the Demon King, right after he summons basically his new armor, decides to open up the portal to the demon world by summoning an Indra, a gigantic demon. Basically, it's a white demon basically forces open. And basically, the five of the seven commandments come after them. And this is King, Gother. It's basically Bond, King, Diane, Gother, and Merlin go out to basically get this thing. Escanor and Melios don't go. Melios is basically staying behind to keep an eye on Elizabeth. In the case of Escanor, he's powerless. He can't exactly go. But he's still technically a member of the seven deadly sins. So what does he do? We have him and Hawk go warn the king and the Holy Knights. Okay. The Lenore see Escanor basically trying to contact Mel to get his power back that he owed to him. Basically, give the power back to him. As for Melios and Elizabeth, yeah, it's Zedros basically who's the host. So they leave, and despite the fact he's supposed to protect her, he's like, would you like power outside? She says, sure. So they fly out. Yeah, they grow wings, and they go out to confront the Zedros, Demon King possessed Zedros. And they chat for a while. Like there's even a brief flashback on the way over there, where basically we have Melios basically talk to Zedros, asking to come with him and bring along Glinda. But her being a vampire can't exactly live long in daylight. So have her stay in the world. And of course, he realizes it was a mistake basically in offering Zedros to come with him. And bring Glinda with him. So then he goes to confront him, and of course they discuss basically that after he left working for him, and of course he mentioned the reason why he left mainly for two reasons. One, because he fell in love with Elizabeth, and two, because he felt as though his fights when he was leader of the Ten Commandments be pretty pointless and meaningless. He felt nothing to him. So that's why he left. And then basically declared he's basically going to beat up Demon King and possibly expunge him from the body of Zedros. Also, in the case of the seven deadly sins, they confront Indra and he unleashes these spores that they're going to basically plan to stop from spreading all over the entirety of Britannia. And that's pretty much the episode. It's a great episode. It's mostly a lot of setup for the rest of this arc. If you're curious though, like how many chapters are left, mostly about 19, basically about 20 and a half chapters, I'd say. Yeah, that's how much is up. Plus, also, there is setup for the very next arc of the series, the Chaos arc. Yep. Time for Return of the King. We see the body of Arthur. Yeah, pretty much the whole thing what Hawk Mama is mentioning is set up for the very next arc, which is great. The fact that arc, despite the fact the arc is very short. Yeah, the Chaos arc is only about 8 chapters. This arc is roughly about 28, I think it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly it for this particular review. I have no other videos to discuss today because I don't have time to. I was thinking of doing comic history, but I don't have much time to do it. So tomorrow, expect reviews for Shaman King, How Another Statement Demon Lord, possibly Comic Corner, and maybe a comic history. Okay, see you next video. Bye.